Overcoming a sluggish metabolism and trying to lose weight and drop fat and drop inches after the age of 40, it requires a different way of working out. It requires a different way of approaching your health and fitness and fat loss. I want to give you 6 mistakes that I see most women over the age of 40 make and how you can counteract those. Hey everybody, I'm Brian, founder of FatLossAfter40.com, and these 6 mistakes are so common. We see them all the time, and they're easy to avoid. So let me talk about them individually. Number 1 is not lifting enough. And I know this stems from the fact that a lot of times ladies don't want to lift too much because they're afraid they're going to get big and bulky, and that's not going to happen, and here's why. To get big and bulky, you have to go super heavy. And I mean like a weight that you're only doing like 3 to 5 repetitions. But what you do want to find a weight is that you can do 10 to 20 repetitions with good form. Oftentimes the mistake that I see is women will take like real light weights, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, and they'll do like 20, 30, 40 repetitions thinking they're going to tone their muscle. That's not going to happen. That's too light. It's better than nothing, but you're not going to stimulate your metabolism. You're not going to reset your metabolic rate to burn more calories. So you want to lift heavy. That's mistake number 1. Number 2 is I see the women on a consistent basis that just don't get enough protein. When they come to us, we always do a diet recall, and most women are taking between 50 to 60 grams of protein, not nearly enough. You want to have at least 100 grams of protein, ideally closer to 120 to 130 grams of protein a day. So if you're not taking in enough protein, your metabolism is just going to slow down and come to a stall and a standstill, making it nearly impossible to lose weight. So the remedy of that is, again, just try and shoot for at least 100 grams of protein. See how you feel. Readjust there, and always try and add a little bit more if needed, but make sure you get enough protein. Number 3, the third mistake that I see is too much cardio. The cardio bunnies, the spin classes, the treadmill, the elliptical, all of that. Now cardio has its place, obviously strengthens your heart, strengthens your lungs, but you don't need to do a lot of that, and you only want to do that just for those benefits to strengthen the heart and lungs. If fat loss and true fat loss, sustainable fat loss, is your goal, you really don't want to do cardio. Truth be told, cardio does more harm than good. That actually, again, slows your metabolism down. Sure, you burn calories while in motion, but after that HIIT class or after that spin class, your metabolism slows right down to a stall. So again, too much cardio. All right, the next 4th mistake I see is low step count. Now we hear it all the time, we want 10,000 steps, and it seems a little redundant, but there's some truth to that. What that means is that you want to be a little bit more active. Oftentimes I see people that they're like, oh, I work out most days of the week, but that's all that they do. They'll get to 30-minute workout, which is awesome, but outside of that, they're really not doing a whole lot else. And it's just the society we live in. You know, we park in our garage, we park close, our lives are pretty sedentary. So we have to go out of our way to get the step count. So if you want to find ways that you can increase your step count, try and get close to that 10,000 steps, whether it's parking farther away, going for a walk after dinner, doing anything to try and get your activity and step level up. All right, next one, number 5, is not enough sleep and recovery. And I know this is easier said than done. There's only so many hours in the day, but we have to try and prioritize sleep and recovery because that is part of the program. Listen, when we're in our 20s and our 30s, you can skip and sleep, you can like not take rest days, and the fat just seemed to melt off. But as we age, that doesn't work anymore. So now we know that we need to incorporate those days, and that actually helps with fat loss. So increase your sleep and your recovery. That's a mistake that I see. People think, wow, I want to work out every day, I'll cut back on sleep. It doesn't work that way. And the last one is not eating enough calories, and this is the worst mistake. I'll see people that are coming in and they're eating 8, 9, 100 calories a day, sometimes like less than 1,000 calories. That is so bad, because what that does is that really compresses and slows your metabolism down, and you really, that's going to make it nearly impossible. And I'll go out on a limb and say that you will not have sustainable fat loss if that's what you do on a regular basis. You're going to see some weight loss, but that's just muscle tone, that's muscle wasting, that's what we call skinny fat. But when you go back to eating regular, like say like 12, 13, 1,400 calories, that weight's just going to come back and more. So that is the number 1 thing that I see that women make. They just don't eat enough calories. And believe it or not, oftentimes that's just as bad as eating too many calories. At least if you eat too many calories, you have more energy, metabolism will be elevated, and you'll burn more fat and calories. Where if you're not eating enough, you'll gain just as much weight as a person who overeats. Think about that. So there's 6 mistakes that I see women over the age of 40 make all the time. Don't make any of those mistakes. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, reach out. We're here to help you get the results that you desire and deserve.